योर वोट योर चॉइस प्रोग्राम ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ-ਬਹੁਤ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਔਰ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਕੁਝ ਦਿਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਨਵੇਂ ਤੋਂ ਨਵੇਂ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟਸ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ 21 ਅਕਤੂਬਰ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਡੇ ਇਸ ਮੁਲਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੋਟਾਂ ਪੈਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਔਰ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਪਾਰਟੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਆਲਮੋਸਟ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਐਲਾਨ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਆ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਦੀਆਂ 5 ਰਾਈਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਬਹੁਤੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਰਾਈਡਿੰਗਸ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਖ-ਵੱਖ ਪਾਰਟੀਆਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਖੜੇ ਹੈ ਪਰ ਕੁਝ ਪਾਰਟੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰ ਕੁਝ ਹੋਰ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਖੜੇ ਕੀਤੇ ਹੈ ਅੱਜ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਸੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ NDP ਦੇ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਵੈਸਟ ਰਾਈਡਿੰਗ ਤੋਂ ਨਵਜੀਤ ਹੋਰੀ ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰ ਹੈ ਨਵਜੀਤ ਕੌਰ ਹੋਰੀ ਉਹ ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਵਿੱਚ ਨੇ ਔਰ ਦੂਜੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਮਲੀਸਾ ਐਡਵਰਡਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਨਾਰਥ ਤੋਂ NDP ਦੇ ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਵਿੱਚ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲਾਉਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਾਈਏ ਨਵਜੀਤ ਨਾਲ ਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਪਾਜੀ ਫॉर ਹੈਵਿੰਗ ਔਨ ਦ ਸ਼ੋ ਇਟਸ ਅਮੇਜ਼ਿੰਗ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਹੇਅਰ ਤੇ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ
welcome to studio
thank you so much
and we have Melissa Edward Melissa you are also welcome in the studio
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ thank you so much for having me
okay so ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਉਮੀਦਵਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਾਣ ਪਛਾਣ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਿਛੋਕੜ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਇਹ ਕਿਉਂ ਰਾਜਨੀਤੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਏ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਫਾਈਲ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ Navjeet, I know you are respiratory therapist.
Hanji.
So you are already working in the health sector for a long time. But what inspired you to come into politics and particularly joining NDP?
Hanji, you know, I'm happily married. I have 2 little children. The ਜਿਹੜੀ ਛੋਟੀ ਬੱਚੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਬਿਮਾਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਛੇਤੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ she has lung issues that you know it's hard for her to breathe ਇਸ ਸਾਲ ਆਪਾਂ 5 ਵਾਰੀ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਸਿਵਿਕ ਹਸਪਤਾਲ ਗਏ ਆ ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ 8-9 ਘੰਟੇ ਵੇਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਹੁਣ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਮਦਰ ਐਜ਼ ਯਰ ਫਾਦਰ ਐਨੀ ਕੋਈ ਪੇਰੈਂਟ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਫਰ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਯੂ نو ਇਟਸ ਵੈਰੀ ਹਾਰਡ ਟੂ ਫਾਈਂਡ ਦੈਟ ਯੂ ਕੈਨਟ ਡੂ ਐਨੀਥਿੰਗ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਇਟ they're suffering you know they're not being able to breathe and you're waiting 8 to 9 hours ਹੁਣ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਬੈਠੋ ਦੇਖੀ ਜਾਓ ਕੋਈ ਆਊਗਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਖੜੋ and be the change ਇਸ ਲਈ ਮੈਂ NDP ਨਾਲ decide ਕੀਤਾ ਰਨ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ
Okay, so you are saying that you are finding some issues, crises, shortcomings in the healthcare industry, healthcare sector, and that motivated you to come forward.
ਹਾਂਜੀ like thing is the face of politicians we want to change the face of politicians ਹੁਣ ਆਮ ਬੰਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਮ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮਸ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ I felt them ਹੁਣ ਜਾਂ ਪਰ like again ਜਾਂ ਪਰ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਰਹਿ ਗਏ ਜਾਂ ਪਰ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰੀਏ and that's what motivated me because I'm living in Brampton I was born and raised here you know I've been growing up and seeing the changes that we've been getting and thing is now we need a change we have a healthcare crisis and there's so many other issues that we need to talk about.
We'll talk about all those issues later on.
Exactly.
Melissa, what inspired you to join NDP and tell us more about your profile.
I'm a long-time community organizer. I've been involved with the party for many years.
Okay.
Jack Layton first brought me to the party, and now Jagmeet Singh is doing wonderful things for the party with a bold plan, and we're very excited to share this plan with all Canadians. The main reason why I put my hand in the ring to run is because of our housing crisis.
Okay.
I've been born and raised in Brampton and a lot of people are telling me they don't have access to housing. A lot of people are telling me they can't afford a house and this shouldn't be in Canada. So I'm so happy to stand up and put forward our bold new plan for affordable housing right across Canada.
Will you share that plan with us a little bit more in detail?
Of course. So our plan is to build 500,000 homes right across Canada, and we will also extend the 30-year. Well, we're going to change it to reintroduce the 30-year mortgage. So first-time buyers are actually able to purchase their first home because right now it's out of reach. The down payment is very large, and we need to make that more within reach for all Canadians.
Okay, Navjeet, talking about healthcare crisis, Brampton is rapidly, fastly growing city. We all know that we have only one hospital. Jagmeet announced right after the announcement of elections in Canada that when he came to Brampton that he will fight for another hospital. Hospital more or less is a provincial issue So what do you think, how NDP or Jagmeet can contribute to bring another hospital in Brampton?
Yeah, no, definitely that's a great question. It is definitely provincial, but it's also federal. So at the federal level, we do provide the funding and allocate the funds for a hospital. Jagmeet Singh has been an MPP. He has been an MP. He understands the structures and the ways of getting a new hospital, and we have to work with the provincial government to get the hospital. He just announced that we're getting the new hospital, and we're going to be expanding Peel Memorial Healthcare Center too, and that's amazing.
Okay. Melissa, you were talking about affordable housing. Brampton is a crowded city now. We all know that. We have tons of international students who are living here. We welcome those international students here, of course, but where are the affordability for those people, and particularly newcomers coming here? Any plan for that?
Of course, we have a very bold plan that we're putting forward. With our newcomers and with our students, it's not their fault. It's the fault of our past governments. The Liberals and the Conservatives have done nothing to address the healthcare crisis as well as the housing crisis. We already in a housing crisis. Once we build more affordable housing, then we have more housing available within the market for all Canadians.
Okay, and right now we see there's a big demand for a university in Brampton. So of course we welcome that. We are all fighting for that. Once we have a university, full-fledged university in Brampton, which is already overcrowded, people coming from all over the place to study in that university, I don't know how we will accommodate them also.
And we are fighting for a university right here in Brampton as well. It's one of our top concerns. We are going to also be integrating the public university and post-secondary school within our public system, so then Canadians won't have to pay for post-secondary education. And we are also taking a strong look at our infrastructure, because right now we need the infrastructure in place to house a university, and then we won't have any issues regarding housing and more students coming in our wonderful city.
Okay, NDP is already representing Brampton North at the provincial level. It's a very diverse riding we have in Brampton. You must be going to meet people knocking at the doors. So what are you listening from them? What are their issues, if you have to prioritize 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 issues, top issues?
Our top issues, like Avnajit said, healthcare is our first and foremost, because Brampton Civic Hospital is right in our riding.
Okay.
I recently knocked on the door of a teacher, and she was so sweet. She's retired, but she was letting me know that because she has MS and she's no longer teaching, and she was a teacher for 30 years, she no longer has access to her prescription medication. Her prescription medication for her MS is $1,500 a month.
Okay.
She said, Melissa, I can't afford it, so now I'm not taking it at all. So she's gone from not being able to walk to being able to walk, but now that she's not able to take that prescription medication, she's just kind of hoping and praying for the best, which isn't right. We shouldn't have to choose between paying for our rent and paying for a prescription medication.
Yeah, so basically you're saying health issue is the number one top issue. What others?
Our senior care, and our
Okay.
senior care is also within our healthcare, because once Jagmeet builds a new hospital right here for Brampton, and as well as provide additional funding for Peel Memorial Urgent Care, that will alleviate the pressures on Brampton Civic Hospital, as well as provide beds for our seniors.
Okay. ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋਵੋਗੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਰਾਈਡਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਿਲੇ ਹੋਵੋਗੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਕਾਫੀ ਡੋਰ ਨੌਕਸ ਕੀਤੇ ਹੋਣਗੇ ਡੋਰ ਨੌਕਿੰਗ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੋਵੇਗੀ ਸੋ ਫਾਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਇਸ concern ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼ ਆ ਰਹੇ
Hanji, definitely. We have healthcare crisis. We have the housing crisis. We have climate change. That's targeted more towards our younger people. They're, looking at their futures and they're thinking, what are we going to do? And those are the 3 top ones we have. And there's affordability. Now, when we knock on doors, people are talking about, are we going to be able to find good quality jobs? Everyone says we have so many, they're bringing in so many good jobs in Canada, but where are the jobs in Brampton? People can't find good quality jobs. Half the Canadians live paycheck to paycheck, trying to make ends meet. And this economy is not working for everyday Canadians. And like the Liberals, they have left they have left workers to cope with wages that aren't growing, and they've given big tax breaks to the big and powerful corporations. And now NDP has a plan to create 300,000 jobs by investing in new technology. And climate change is our future. We have to really think about that. We're going to be, making sure we have more zero-emission vehicles on the road. We're going to be retrofitting homes. So that's going to be solar panels. Those are going to be thicker windows. So we're going to save more energy in the future. And we're also going to make sure that we're going to have non-renewable resources. We're going to transition that into renewable resources to have a greener and cleaner future.
There's a big, right now, there's a big rally going on all over the place, and thousands and thousands of people are participating in those rallies. So I believe climate change has become one of the major issues in Canadian election this time. And Jagmeet, NDP, even Liberal and Green Party, they are all agreed on this issue. But it's unfortunate that Mr. Andrew Scheer and particularly the other party, Canada's People Party of Canada, Maxime Bernier, they're not talking on that, and they're not participating in those rallies. So what are those other issues which are related to Bramptonians? We are going to talk about all those issues with both of these candidates, but after the break.